When Cherry Blossoms Whisper. Volume 3, Autumn's Unspoken Truth. Chapter 12, Akira's Farewell. The end of the semester arrived quicker than either Haruto or Sakura had anticipated. The classroom was buzzing with the anticipation of winter break, but despite the cheerful atmosphere, an unsettling tension lingered in the air. It was hard to ignore the growing distance between Haruto and Sakura and the constant presence of Akira, who seemed determined to stir the pot wherever he went. It was a cold, cloudy day when Akira finally decided to confront Haruto. Haruto sat at his desk, sketching absent-mindedly. The lines of the drawing blurred in front of his eyes as his mind wandered. He wasn't sure why he felt this weight. Was it the unresolved tension between him and Sakura? Was it his own uncertainty about the future? Or was it just the strange sense of foreboding that seemed to hang over him lately? The door to the classroom opened with a sudden crash, and Akira walked in, his usual carefree smile replaced by something darker, more serious. Haruto looked up, meeting his gaze without flinching. "I'm leaving," Akira announced flatly. Haruto blinked in surprise, not understanding. "Leaving?" "Yeah." Akira's voice was rough, as though the decision hadn't come lightly. "I'm leaving town. My parents want me to transfer somewhere else and, well, I don't think I'll be back." Sakura's name hung in the air between them, though neither spoke it aloud. Haruto narrowed his eyes, his grip on his pencil tightening. He hadn't expected Akira's departure to happen so suddenly. The rivalry that had been brewing for months now seemed to reach its breaking point. "Why?" Haruto asked, though he wasn't sure he wanted to know the answer. Akira shrugged, his shoulders heavy with some invisible burden. "Does it matter? I've already done enough damage. But I've got my reasons. And I won't be here to watch you two play pretend anymore." Haruto clenched his fists at his sides, trying to keep his composure. He wasn't sure if he should be angry at Akira for stirring things up so recklessly, or if he should be grateful for the closure that seemed to be arriving far too late. "You think you're helping?" Haruto asked, his voice strained. "You think your little games are making this easier for her?" Akira's eyes flickered, and for the first time there was a hint of guilt in his expression. "I never wanted to make things harder, but sometimes I can't sit back and watch her carry all this on her own." "You don't get it, do you?" Haruto wasn't sure if it was the frustration that made his chest tighten or something else entirely. "Then what do you want me to do?" "I want you to understand what you're up against," Akira said, his voice quiet but filled with the weight of his experience. "Sakura isn't just a girl with a perfect life. She's carrying a lot of baggage. Her father, he's gone. She doesn't know how to move on, and she doesn't know how to let you in. You're not the only one who's been fighting her demons." Haruto's heart sank as the pieces began to fall into place. He'd known there were things about Sakura's past that she hadn't shared, but hearing Akira speak of it with such raw honesty made the weight of it all real. The guilt, the grief, it was no wonder Sakura had built so many walls around herself. Akira's gaze softened as he saw the understanding in Haruto's eyes. "You're not perfect, Haruto. And neither is she. But if you really care about her, you'll learn to face her darkness. She can't do it alone." Haruto swallowed hard, the words sinking deep into his chest. "And you," Akira continued, his tone softer now, almost wistful. "You've got to stop running from her. She needs you more than you know." Before Haruto could respond, Akira turned on his heel and walked to the door, pausing with one last glance over his shoulder. "Take care of her," he said quietly. "She's not as strong as you think." With that, he was gone. The door clicked shut behind him, leaving an empty silence in the room. Haruto stood there for a moment, absorbing the weight of Akira's words. There was so much more to Sakura's past than he had realized, and now it was clear that he had to face it, no matter how painful it might be. The evening was colder than usual as Haruto made his way to the park where he and Sakura had spent so many quiet moments together. The streetlights cast long shadows on the path, and the distant sound of traffic felt oddly distant, like the world was moving in slow motion. His thoughts were a whirlwind of emotion, but one thing was clear: he couldn't let Sakura carry her pain alone anymore. As he reached the park, he spotted her sitting on their usual bench. She was staring at the ground, her hands tucked into the sleeves of her coat, her face unreadable. Haruto hesitated for a moment, watching her in the quiet stillness of the winter evening. Sakura didn't notice him at first, lost in her thoughts. When she finally looked up, her eyes met his, and for the first time in days, there was a flicker of recognition in them, a silent understanding. "Haruto," she said softly, her voice trembling just slightly. "What did Akira say to you?" Haruto took a deep breath, stepping forward. He said, "I need to understand what you're going through. That you can't carry it all alone." Sakura's eyes shimmered with unshed tears, but she quickly blinked them away. "I never wanted to drag you into my mess, Haruto. I don't want to be a burden. Haruto sat down next to her, his hand brushing against hers. You're not a burden, Sakura. But I can't pretend everything's okay when it's not. I want to know you, the real you. The one with all the scars and the pain, not just the perfect image you've built. Sakura looked at him, her lips trembling as she fought to hold back the emotions swirling inside her. I'm scared, she whispered. I'm scared that if I let you see the real me, you'll walk away. I'm not going anywhere, Haruto said, his voice firm, steady. I'm here for you, Sakura. I always will be. Sakura didn't say anything more. Instead, she leaned her head on his shoulder, the weight of everything finally beginning to lift. The world seemed to pause around them as they sat in the quiet, watching the snow fall softly around them. It wasn't perfect. They still had a long way to go, but for the first time in a long while, both of them felt like they were no longer facing their struggles alone. Guys, with this chapter, the volume 3 ends today. I hope you guys liked this volume. Next chapter will be published in May 26th. Thanks for watching our video. If you find this video interesting, then please subscribe our YouTube channel. If you're watching this video from TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram, then follow our page for more contents like this.